months.
This case is particularly brutal, being that a young lady was kidnapped, tortured on video for the pleasure of whoever was doing it.
I'm talking about that. But did you not stay on that phone though? Y'all got to fight till they fought. You supposed to jump me. Did they come out of my mouth? No, I said no. Please tell the truth before he swing on you.
This is the story of Mahogany Jackson, age 20, who was kidnapped, handcuffed, tortured, assaulted, murdered, then discarded by 7 of her well-trusted friends. She was set up by 2 of her most trusted female friends. She sent a message to her mother telling her to call the cops during her ordeal. Unfortunately, it was too late before the police was able to locate her. Her body was later found under a mattress in an illegal dumping site in the 1700 block of Laurel Avenue in southwest Birmingham. She had been shot at least 1 time in the head. Her friends made sure they videoed every bit of the gruesome torture before killing her. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This story will be taking us to Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham, Alabama, is ranked among the best places to live in the U.S., and for good reason. The Magic City is packed with excellent restaurants, entertainment, sports, music, and plenty of job opportunities. Mahogany Jackson was born on April 29, 2003, to Moses Jackson and Gail Maddox. She was educated in the Birmingham City school system and later graduated from Job Corps. She was the mother to a lovely child that she loved a lot. Mahogany was a social butterfly in the area she lived. She was friendly to people, she was well-liked, and she had friends who they get along together. Some of her friends were Giovanni Renee Clapp, age 23, Blair Angel Green, age 25, Francis Harris, age 25, Taja Emery Monique Lewis, age 25, Senia Jeree McCall, age 23, Jeremiah Lee McDowell, age 18, Brandon Pope, age 24. Mahogany didn't think anything bad of them until she realized that not every friend can be trusted. It was something she would learn the very sad way. Mahogany was described as a nice person who holds no grudge against anyone. She was always happy, always smiling, always helping those around her. All this would change on February 26, 2024. The backstory before this day was that Mahogany and Taja had an ongoing friendly dispute. It was said that Mahogany stole a gun from one of them earlier. Irrespective of whatever the situation is, what happened in this video should never happen to anyone. The ladies planned for her to come to Pope's house. Thinking they were her friend, she didn't think anything of it, so she went, not knowing they had plans for her. Mahogany went to Pope's house the day of this incident in hopes to talk about what was going on. They stole a gun and money from her purse while there. Mahogany suspected and questioned Pope about the stolen gun and money. She even made him strip to prove he didn't have it. Pope told Harris to do something to her because she made him strip. Mahogany was then sexually assaulted multiple times throughout the time she was being held against her will. Throughout this time, the ladies who were present in the house were upset at her about some things which was unclear. It can be heard in the video one of them was complaining about something she did earlier, which is why they making her pay the price now.
I don't put my mouth on everybody.
That's Ariana. Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
I'm talking about that. But did you not stay on that phone though? Y'all got to fight till they fought. You supposed to jump me. Did they come out of my mouth? No, I said no. Please tell the truth before he swing on you. Y'all know my car set me up though. No, my Lord, too.
They told her to strip and also perform some acts on the guys in the house. Mahogany could not believe they were doing this to her. She thought they were her friends. They beat her, dragged her by her hair around, and the men told her to go clean their cars. They told her that they were taking her back to her house, but it was all lies. After hours of being held hostage, she was able to send her mother her location and a message saying send the police, don't call. Somehow she missed the call from her on Facebook and didn't see the message early enough, but later on they finally saw it and called the police. Family members rushed to that location, as did Birmingham police. When they arrived at Serenity Apartments, they went to Lewis's apartment. She told police Mahogany had been there, but had left about 2 a.m. Police searched the apartment but didn't find her. At approximately 2:19 a.m. the next day, South Precinct officers were responding to a call of a deceased person on the side of the road at 17th Street Southwest and Laurel Avenue. When officers arrived on the scene, they observed the victim lying unresponsive on the side of the road, suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. Birmingham Fire and Rescue Services arrived on the scene and pronounced the victim deceased. The victim was Mahogany Jackson. She had been shot in the back of the head in an execution style. It was later learned that they drove her around while assaulting her sexually and physically before one of them decided to shoot her in the back of the head. 2 mattresses had been placed on top of her after she was shot. The 20-year-old mother of a 3-year-old daughter was so terrified by the physical and sexual attacks, most caught on video recorded by the suspects, that she had a bowel movement on the floor during the torture. Video of the assault were later found by the police. It was so brutal. Too many things happened in that video. They saw how they force her to perform sexual acts with a gun pointed to her head telling her to do it right. Police arrested every one of them within 48 hours.
7 suspects have been arrested and charged in the kidnapping, sexual assault, and murder of 20-year-old Mahogany Jackson. Hello, everyone. I'm Brenda Ledun.
And I'm Mariel Bailey. Birmingham police held a news conference tonight providing details on this investigation. ABC 3340's Austin Pratt has been covering this story today. And Austin, what did Chief Scott Thurman say about this case?
Muriel, he described the case as absolutely disgusting and is grateful the Birmingham Police Department received help from the public, leading to the quick arrests of everyone involved. In a news conference Wednesday, Birmingham Police Chief Scott Thurman provides details in the homicide investigation of Mahogany Jackson.
We hope to shield Mahogany's family and friends by withholding specific facts surrounding the investigation. However, we have determined that Mahogany was a victim of sexual assault with murder and kidnapping.
Jackson's mother received urgent messages from her asking her to call the cops, saying she'd been kidnapped. Sunday morning, Mahogany Jackson was reported missing. Monday, her body was found, shot to death.
The facts of this case are deplorable and sickening. Detectives took 7 suspects responsible for Mahogany's murder into custody within 48 hours of this investigation.
Chief Thurman says everyone involved is in custody and has been charged. All of the suspects were acquaintances of Jackson. Arresting all 7 suspects in so little time was possible with the public's help, something the Birmingham Police Department has struggled to get in recent homicides.
Just them giving us some of the information that they had seen, that they had been made aware of, giving that information to our detectives so they could follow up from there, which led us to the culmination of these individuals being in jail today.
Brandon Pope, 24, Francis Harris, 25, and Jeremiah McDowell, 18, are charged with capital murder during a first-degree kidnapping and capital murder during first-degree sodomy. Giovanni Clapp, 23, and Blair Green, 25, are charged with felony murder, the underlying felony being kidnapping or sodomy, as well as first-degree kidnapping and first-degree sodomy. Taja Lewis, 26, is charged with felony murder. Sinai McCall, 23, is charged with felony murder, first-degree kidnapping and first-degree sodomy. Lewis and Clapp are also charged with second-degree assault for pistol whipping Jackson.
Learning who police believe fired the shot that killed Mahogany Jackson. Our Jen Horton there in court as 6 of those 8 suspects were in court today, Jen.
Jonathan, this is one of the few things that we don't have on camera. One of the few things that happened to Mahogany Jackson that police just don't have cell phone video of. But today, the lead detective on the case said that the suspect, Francis Harris, reportedly pulled the trigger. This is Mahogany Jackson, the victim, and tonight we know that she endured significant violence before she was shot in the back of the head. The majority of those police say are responsible in court today for a preliminary hearing. The suspect showed no emotion while the state went frame by frame on a lot of that cell phone video taken of Jackson being kidnapped, stomped, drugged, stripped, and sexually assaulted.
There's nothing that can substitute the connectivity of the individuals unless you see the video in the full totality of the circumstances. But they're still in on capital charges. And obviously, as you know, capital Murder is the top of the food chain.
Attorney Eric Guster weighed in on the case. Guster says this case is abnormal because of how many videos and social media posts there are showing what happened.
When you have a lot of video, it really gives a clear picture to what exactly the charges are, what exactly the charges should be, and who should be held culpable in a case.
Detective Mark Green is the lead detective on the case with the Birmingham Police Department. He says a witness gave police 5 videos showing the physical and sexual assaults on Mahogany Jackson, and in the last 24 hours, 3 more videos have been found on some of the defendants' phones.
This case is particularly brutal, being that a young lady was kidnapped, tortured on video for the pleasure of whoever was doing it. So I do hope that justice is served in this case and the correct people are put in jail for a very long time, because we have to send a message that this is totally not acceptable in our city.
The case is still being investigated, and a lot of evidence is still being processed. A very sad and gruesome end to the life of a bright young mother. In December, Mahogany posted online, saying, "I'm 20 and I'm ready to get my life in order." She was just trying to get things in order to be a better mother for her daughter. In the months that followed, Mahogany tried to distance herself from the friend group whose members are now accused of killing her. Unfortunately, the people she was trying to get away from were the same people who ended up killing her. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Mahogany Jackson. May her soul continue to rest in peace. Please stay safe and see you guys in the next video.